Dear ladies and gentlemen of the audience, today I will have a very short but interesting video, and I will tell you the story of how a country got their independence from an international superpower that conquered almost half of the world without even trying or without even really wanting it. And you may be asking yourselves, what? What do you mean? How can this even happen? Because when you think of independence, you don't think of nothing peaceful. What do you think of? You think of probably the independence of the 4th of July. You probably think of the independence of Mexico. You probably think of the independence of all of these African states towards France. You don't really think of nothing peaceful. You think about blood, wars, death, people, things around those lines. Nothing chill. Well, so there was the independence of Mexico, right? In the region. This will be important. It was a very, very bloody war towards Spain because Mexico is owned by Spain. Mexico is part of Spain. So this happened some years before the independence of the country, I will tell you. And as well, I'm making this video because today it is actually the independence of that country. And if you have not guessed by my t-shirt and by my freaking pin, it is actually my country of birth, my country, Costa Rica, in Central America. So I'll tell you how we got our independence. First, Mexico got their independence, and then there was this region of Central America, who was still part of Spain. And many countries in Central America, the most important countries, the most populated countries, like Guatemala, like Honduras, they wanted their independence, like Mexico had it before. And Costa Rica it was part of the negotiations, but they were not really into it. They didn't even really want it. For example, these countries were serious with the independence thing. Costa Rica, they didn't even send like a proper representative. They sent a pope. Well, not the Pope of Spain. I don't know how this guy is called, but a guy of the Catholic Church as a representative of the country to go to negotiate the independence of it. It seems not. Like, when I think about it and when I compare it to all of these bloody wars and to all of these disasters that happened, knowing that we sent a pope of the country to sign our independence, and you know what? This is the other thing. The Costa Rican people, they didn't even get to know that they were independent for like a month. So for a full month, the country was running on completely normal, like nothing was happened without even knowing they were independent. That's... How can that happen? That makes no freaking sense. Well, yeah, so the thing was that these other states like Guatemala and Honduras, they signed the treaty. Costa Rica was part of it, even though they didn't even want to be independent from Spain, because they didn't really receive any hardship from Spain. Unlike Mexico, unlike Guatemala, unlike Honduras. But it was signed in Guatemala, and then by horse, a month after, it was the first knowledge of the country that we were actually independent. And there was actually an ex-president of the nation. His name is Daniel Oliver Quiros, not Daniel Quiros like me. I am Daniel Felipe Quiros. That guy was Daniel Oliver Quiros. This was an ex-president of the country, and he signed a decreto, I don't know how to say it, I'll probably put a word, saying that actually the first grito or scream of independence would be in October, not really the 15th of September, but since all the documents were signed on the 15th of September, we still keep the date to celebrate our independence. This is very emotional for me because when I was a kid and we had all of this independence things, I paid zero attention to it. I didn't care about it at all. I couldn't care less. And for example, I remember dressing each 15th for school. We had a school event and we were dressing as rural farmers because that's what most of the Costa Rican people back in the day were, and what probably my recent ancestors were. And making these lanterns because there is a tradition the 15th of September that we go with lanterns. We build our own lanterns with typical things like the coffee, or there's like a sort of typical scarf of Costa Rica, and we build these lanterns to go march or walk at night, saying, because it represents how the independence went, which was a lady with a lantern walking through at night saying, "We're independent! We're independent!" So there's this famous parade made, which is just the Costa Ricans going out with their lanterns and walking at night and representing how firstly the country got to know they were actually independent. And there is another another quote that I quite love, which is blessed the mother of a Costa Rican knowing that her son will never be a soldier, because we are the country with the biggest population without an army, and it's something that I feel very proud of. And that's as well something I don't, when you have it, when you're there. Now that I've been living abroad for some years, you get to value it, watching it from outside way more. So for all of my fellow Costa Ricans, Feliz Día de la Independencia, and that's the story of how Costa Rica got their independence without even trying. It's a bit emotional, but yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned a bit of history about Costa Rica, which is my country, and I'm quite proud it is, and I'm quite happy to its independence, even though I'm not there, but I'm actually feeling it way more than when I was actually there. Nuts. But yeah, thank you a lot for watching this video, and I hope you learned something. See you in the next one. Bye.